Maybe is the most dangerous word in economics. Focusing only on the probability of success brings comfort to the mind, but the moment you ignore the possibility of failure, risk becomes reality. Insurance and diversification are not pessimism, they are survival instincts. Crises don't come often, that's why people delay preparation. But when a crisis does come, it changes everything. Murphy's Law tells us if it can happen, it will happen someday. High returns are tempting, but gains without defense are like walking on thin glass. Hedging doesn't reduce returns, it's the mechanism that keeps you walking through life. Wearing a seatbelt doesn't mean you're wishing for an accident, it simply means you acknowledge that one could happen. In economics, too, the moment you accept the worst-case scenario, strategy becomes structure rather than emotion. Diversification isn't the absence of greed, it's the result of calculating every possibility. Murphy's Law teaches us that cold-headed realism outlasts wishful thinking. Cash is not a lazy asset, it is the only asset that gives you options in a crisis. Preparation seems useless in ordinary times and becomes everything in a crisis. When markets are good, risk management looks foolish, but when markets collapse, only that fool survives. Murphy's Law speaks through outcomes. Even a low probability event demands preparation if the consequences are fatal. This simple principle is the starting point for insurance and hedging. Economics is not a game of hope, it's a game of probability times consequence. A single crisis can erase decades of effort. That's why professional investors always ask, if this choice turns out to be the worst, will I survive? Murphy's Law is not negative, it is in fact realistic. Only those who accept reality can remain optimistic over the long run. Insurance is not a losing transaction, it is the purchase of the right not to go bankrupt. The most expensive mistake in economics is the one you cannot recover from. Risk cannot be eliminated, but it can be managed. Unmanaged risk will eventually become your master. Murphy's Law is that warning. Markets are not always right, that's why preparation is necessary. The people who survive are not those who predicted best, but those who designed themselves to endure. Those who have prepared for the worst are not afraid of the present. Murphy's Law doesn't create fear, it creates freedom. Only the prepared remain unshaken.